Hey, Nathan, we've got some breaking news from Ram. As you know, Andre went and looked at some street trucks not that long ago, and now we have pricing on those street trucks.
That is correct. If you guys are curious about the Rumblebee and the whole line of Rumblebee trucks, we now have pricing that just dropped on those trucks. Now, what are the Rumblebees?
Yeah, well, there's 4 distinct ones, and we'll go through them one at a time.
That's correct.
So let's start with the Hemi.
Now, there's a 5.7-liter Hemi, but before we actually jump into that, let's actually talk about what these trucks truly are. They are a wide-body, shorter wheelbase Ram. This is a platform they've never offered before, which means that it is still a kind of like a quad cab, but it's a much smaller cab, allowing for a shorter wheelbase and its super wide stance, which gives it a much more performance track-oriented build, right?
Yeah, it's for all you LA weasels.
Not just LA. There's a lot of guys in the deep south who like to cruise in their fast trucks. I know that for a fact. So anyway, the point is that super fast trucks and a whole line of them. And it starts with the Hemi 5.7 liter, which is your base model, still giving you all of the stance, the looks, and everything else, but without the big power plant. And that one starts, I think, just a breath under $60,000.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be in the 50s, and it is barely
technically,
so. Yeah, like $5 short of that. And, of course, there is a, get this, $2,790 destination fee, which is a sneaky way for manufacturers to pass the tariffs along to their customers. That is not negotiable. So if you want the base Hemi, the 5.7, in your next Rumblebee street truck, it's going to cost you $62,790, Nathan.
Yeah, and good luck getting one without markups. And we'd love you guys to mail us and let us know about certain markups in your own neighborhood. But that's just the start. So that's the start truck. You still get the wide wheels, you get the beefy brakes, you get all that stuff in that truck. But then you go up to, what is it, the 392?
Yep, you get the 6.4 Hemi V8 with 470 horsepower. You can also get that in the Jeep. We just bought one.
Yes, it's
the Wrangler.
But that's a big honking engine. Now you're talking about a much more powerful powertrain, but it's also heavier. But they have done some things to sort of offset the weight. But you're still talking about massive horsepower, and it's naturally aspirated. There's no supercharger yet or anything like that, which might help with insurance.
Yep, and that one, you ready?
Yeah, hit it.
$72,790.
That's a lot. But once again, these are very unique trucks, and if you think about the competition, and there's not a lot, it's an interesting first salvo into that territory.
And by the way, if you want to do a deep dive on this, beyond this video, head on over to TFL Truck, where Andre just published a story. Now, we're not done yet, Nathan.
No.
There is a 392 track pack.
That is correct. So you suddenly are up in terms of overall street performance. This is a serious street performer. Oh, and you know what, Roman? All of these trucks come standard with an all-wheel drive / four-wheel drives, but they have a special button where you can cancel that and make them rear drive for smoky burnouts where you can blow through your extremely expensive tires very quickly.
Yeah, of course. You would want to do that in a street truck. And I can see the fun of that because Andre actually did it in his video, which you can also see over at alltfl.com. So if you want the track pack, which gets you some suspension tunes, some go fast elements, all in, Nathan. Ready for this?
Yeah, hit it.
$82,790.
Now that is after the... isn't
after
it?
Destination.
After destination. So that's $79,995.
Which is non-negotiable.
Which is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So really, why leave it out, right? But there's one more.
That's right.
This is a totally different monster.
Because as you know, Ram has brought back the TRX, but they've also brought back a street version of the TRX.
Basically.
The Rumblebee TRX.
Is it called the Rumblebee TRX?
Yeah. SRT Hellcat. Rumblebee SRT Hellcat.
SRT, okay.
Yeah.
So that was a 777 horsepower?
Exactly, 6.2 V8.
That's just nuts. So think of the track pack, right? So you suddenly have all the performance, but then you want to go way over the performance envelope with a super powerful engine. That's what this is. And this is basically the top dog. This is, as Roman said, the street version of the TRX.
$97,790, Nathan. Just a hair under 100K.
Yeah, but with destination?
Yeah.
Is that with destination?
I think this is all with destination. I'm looking at Andre's story. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you're looking at just under 100,000, and that's before any dealer markups, which assuming at the start of
they're gonna absolutely, they're gonna roast you guys. Just be prepared. I mean, come on, we know that. Come on, we know it. So those trucks it's huge because this is a whole class that doesn't really exist. And that's really the big story. But some of you might be wondering, well, wait a minute, don't they do off-road trucks still? Yes, the RHO still exists, and so does the all-new, well, pretty much new TRX. Both of those vehicles are also in this same universe because they're super high-powered, capable machines, but they're built for off-road.
So as you know, the RHO has a straight six.
Yeah, it's the only six-cylinder amongst all of these.
Yep, and that's going to come in with destination at $77,790. So it's a little bit cheaper than the Rumblebee 392.
It's correct.
But it doesn't sound as good.
No, it doesn't sound as good, but the performance in that truck is absolutely outstanding. I took it off-road. I drove one in LA, which was not a great idea. Not great for traffic, but it had so much personality. The only issue is that sound. It just didn't have that cool sound. But if you want that, you can spend a little bit more and get the TRX.
Yeah, so in all reality, the TRX is still the top dog Ram because, get this, Nathan, with destination, if you want a TRX, now this is not the Slam, but this is the lifted one with the off-road suspension. You know, we just have it here. We have it here at the office right now.
Yeah, if I open that door, you'd see it behind the door.
Yeah, we've done some great videos, and those will be over at alltfl.com.
Right.
$102,790. So basically $103,000 if you want the TRX. So if you want the street truck version of that, it's basically like $6,000 cheaper.
Correct. Now, real quick.
Then you can upgrade it yourself.
Oh, yeah, you could go crazy with it.
I'm saying you could buy the Slam one and you could lift it.
Yeah, that's not.
But wouldn't that be? Come on, dude.
Why would you?
Because you'd have an off-road Rumblebee. You'd be the only one with an off-road. All you LA weasels are going to be slamming around.
No, we're going to be driving the TRX. Trust me, there's plenty of those out there too.
And the on-road Rumblebee, but who's going to have the off-road Rumblebee? You need the sticker, you need the color, you need the whole package.
I have seen people actually take like Ford Raptors and slam them. I've seen like one or two of them.
Which actually brings up a great question.
Yeah.
So Ram really is the first to do a production from the factory street truck. So Ford, Andre just went to Detroit, and he had the experience of doing some drag racing in these kind of dealer-installed, supercharged Ford F-150s, right?
Right.
That also put out over 700 horsepower. They're not built by Ford. They don't necessarily, do them in
But they are warranted.
They are warranted, but they either have somebody put them on or they have the dealer put them on. So that is sort of kind of a street truck that you could create, but will Ford, and more importantly, will Chevy compete on the street truck level? I know Ford has the Lobo.
They have the Lobo, exactly. I was about to say that. So they have the Lobo.
The Maverick, of course.
Lobo. No, they also have a Lobo version F-150.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But neither of those really are, the performance bleeding edge like the way that Ram's doing it. So the real question is, will they have something that goes head-to-head with Ram? And the same with Chevrolet. And even, theoretically, Toyota. Would they actually go full-size truck and do something crazy? I doubt it, but you never know. They've done it before.
Toyota doesn't have a TRX or a Raptor competitor at this point.
No, but they could. They could, in theory, build a more street version of their
or at least a
Tundra.
Raptor, our competitor.
And they did with their Tacoma in the past. They've had some somewhat streety versions of
there was that dealer installed supercharger you could get on a Tundra. I remember that.
Yeah. Back in the day. So it's a big question, of course, because there's a very different playing field. But we are talking about vehicles that really have established an all-new field.
Now, I've been making fun of you because you have moved to L.A. So as an L.A. born and bred boy, would you get one of these? And if so, which one? Which is the one that speaks to you the most? And which is the one that kind of speaks to you with budget in mind?
Budget in mind is the 5.7. The real question is, what can be done with the 5.7 to get to that horsepower level that gets you to the 392?
I just buy the 382.
I know, right? That's the point.
That's what can be done.
And it's if you're going to go that far, I mean, 777 horsepower sounds awesome, but as a daily driver and having to get around the streets and all that, I think that going somewhere in the middle would be pretty cool. I have to drive the trucks in order to tell you for sure, but it's kind of a cool idea. And more importantly, Roman, this is the most important metric. If a vehicle upsets my wife, it's a good vehicle. And I think that the larger displacement vehicles that really eat into the atmosphere and burn down trees would really anger her. Hence, I would prefer to get at least the middle, working my way up.
All right, so I'm going to have a controversial take on this, a hot take.
Yeah.
So, look, I like off-roaders. I don't get slammed street trucks. They just don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get one of these, there's only one to get.
Yeah, you're probably the Rumblebee SRT.
No, keep thinking. Think Viper.
Well, they don't. Oh, well, you're okay, but that's not on the list.
No, but that's the one I would get.
Yeah, okay, you get the V10. Yeah, I've driven that.
Get the
It's
SRT V10 Viper powered
with the
manual.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah, that thing was bananas, and it was
And
terrifying.
it's cheaper than all these.
Yeah, but it also puts out way less horsepower than all of these.
But it's a V10.
It doesn't matter. These V8s are better.
They're faster.
And they sound
louder.
better. These sound better. I've got to tell you, the V10 doesn't sound as good as, especially, I'm assuming, that
But
Rebel.
dude, come on. A V10 Viper powered manual. How good is
That is super cool. So what we need Ram to do is essentially bring that back, but do it with a big Hemi and a manual transmission.
And the problem with that Viper-powered SRT truck is that they were used. I've kept my eye on pricing, and they've like doubled. You could get one for like $25,000 all day long. Now they're like $40,000, and they all have over 150,000 miles on them.
And
so they've
quite
been
often,
used.
they've been well used.
Well
too.
used, yeah. And because they got cheap, young guys bought them. Who,
Yeah, and blew the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess if it were me, if I was picking, one of the new trucks, I'd go, because we have the Jeep now, I'd go with the 392. I just think that's a hell of a power plant.
I think you're cutting it right in the middle. I would be right there too. But I have to drive the 5.7 because who knows? Maybe that's just a great driving experience. One final component to
Well,
this.
the thing about the 5.7, I mean, it's funny that they brought it back. I get that people want the V8, but to call that thing long in the tooth would be kind.
It would be, but they say they've changed a little bit of the plumbing or some other things.
The thing about it was, right, it was not all that powerful, and it was thirsty. That's why they went to the straight six Hurricane.
Yeah, well, and also the Hurricane's cleaner and all of that. But here's an important point that I wanted to bring about what's happening with these vehicles versus you were talking about not liking street trucks. Well, do you like the Durango?
I didn't say I don't like
them. Do you? That doesn't call to you cotton to you or whatever it was.
Right,
Old man term. Do you like the Durango SRT?
Come on, for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I love it. That I actually would probably buy that over this.
Here's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
That thing's like 11 years old.
It's so old.
It's sold the most ever this year. It's actually had the best sales year it's ever had.
Well, proof positive that Dodge and Ram are like, if you put a Hemi in it, you'll sell it.
No, look, I just reviewed it like 4 or 5 months ago. Like I say, it's super fun. It's very old school. It's very basic. No like everything in the screen. It's got real buttons.
Yeah.
But then you also quickly get past that, and you're kind of in let's call it Dodge quality.
It's okay. I mean, actually,
from 11 years ago.
I think it's okay. And actually, if you look at quality standards for the Durango, as long as it has the big engine in it,
the engine and the chassis are great. The utility is great. The design is great.
It actually handles okay for it.
But the plastics are cheap.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Okay.
Right.
I can get over that with the speed and the fact
but
that
we have gone far afield.
Far afield. But there's a point
trucks.
to this, but that's the whole thing. It's sort of a street truck in terms of its mentality,
This is
right?
turning into a TFL podcast.
But the point is that once again, we are talking about the new pricing that came out on the Ram trucks. Now you know, and many of you, I'm very curious to see whether or not you're actually looking forward to these.
And if you're tired of my rambling, just head on over to TFL Truck, where Andre wrote this up in a much more succinct manner.
Right.
And we shall see you next time. Ciao.
Adios.